Thanks for putting me in the front of the agenda here so I can get back to work. Work it is. I've submitted my third weekly report to the commissioners, making it public record here. Again, week number 3 has been very busy. As many of you know, I am a sitting member on various committees, which I believe all of them had a meeting last week too. So I'd like to skip through my meetings section there and go down to what I've encountered last week and activities in the office. There again to provide accountability of government to the Stark County people. And we need to do that. I need to do that. And I mentioned this last week too, I did have the vault door timer service last week. Of course, we know we had a long weekend here, so when we wound up the timers on Friday, we went to 87 hours. I don't know if that vault door has ever had 87 hours put on it, but we held our breath or Tuesday morning, and by golly, it opened. So they are working properly, and everything is intact there. Another thing we did, and I didn't want to elaborate on until it was completed, we have a combination of lockers inside the vault. So there's little vaults inside the vault there. There's a stack of 10 of them. I've arranged to have 4 of them, and it's completed now. There's 4 of those 10 vault lockers, I call them, under dual control now. I've had it set so there are 4 combination numbers on those various lockers there. And we split the combinations among a few people in the office, so no one person can get into those specific lockers. And that's an inexpensive way to put something under dual control in the vault there. It takes a combination of 2 people. We have A people and the B people, and then we switch them for other ones. So it takes multiple eyes to get in there and to sign off for anything that's put in or taken out of those lockers there. Part of that too, and I'll skip down a little bit here. Well, actually, it's number 2. I met with John Runyon. As many of you know, he is our county's records manager. I'm very impressed with him. I've had a records manager at the state level, and I am very impressed with Mr. Runyon. In our locker, the one vault locker I had under my control there and now under dual control, there were some old blank checks. So I delivered those to John. He and another person in his office shredded those old checks. And that's a source of soreness in the county there, and we don't need those checks. The auditor's office writes warrants if we need money. There's just, it would be a rare occasion we would have to go and draft a debit downstairs or wherever our operating account might be at any given time there. So we have those bases covered, plus we eliminated that risk, the vulnerability of having a check and having it negotiated. So that has been taken care of. There again, I didn't want to say anything about that until it was done. It's taken care of. I did receive a certificate of liability insurance from our investment advisor company. I called the agency that it was written through, had a nice conversation, and these are people I've dealt with in the past for bank bond liability insurance and that. So I've got a pretty good comfort level with the insurance that our investment advisor has there and the companies they are dealing through. So, met with representatives from First Merit Bank, the trust agent for our investment portfolio. We updated the signature cards. I reviewed what services they provide there, and then talked to them about issuing multiple month-end portfolio accounting statements wherever I would direct an original to be sent. And this is step one of something that's in the Koher right now, to deliver original copies of various bank statements to other authorized entities in Stark County government, you know, let alone the state auditor's department, which I think they've corrected what they need to do there. That has been discussed with First Merit Bank, and that's ready to go at my direction. We mailed out delinquent tax bills this week. This report is as of last Friday here. It refers to next week's mailing, but we mailed those out Tuesday. The number of delinquent tax bills is just over 6,500, which is 3% less than the number of bills sent out last year. The discouraging part, you know, that sounds encouraging. There's 3% less delinquent tax bills. The discouraging part, it's sort of good news, bad news, is that the total amount of delinquency is up 11.5%, from 6.3 million to nearly 7.1 million in delinquent taxes. And that's just a symptom of the economy we're in here. It's not the cause of it, it's a symptom of various things going on in the community. We do expect a significant increase in telephone calls and office visits with any billing cycle that we go through, whether it be the regular tax collection or the delinquent tax billing there. So our folks are ready to get on the phone or meet people and answer questions and solve problems. There needs to be a focus on customer service. You know, being from the private sector, if you didn't have customers, you were done. But, you know, I'm taking the same approach here too. So, and that's something we have to grow into, but it's still a good focus and direction to go into. I believe it was the day that I was sworn into office here, I made the statement that the Stark County Treasurer's Office belongs to the people of Stark County. I still believe it. I'm all about that. So what I have done, beginning with the delinquent tax billing, where it says make checks payable to, I didn't put my name on there. I just put make checks payable to Stark County Treasurer. And as long as I'm in that office, every tax billing that goes out is going to be, say, make checks payable to Stark County Treasurer, as it should be. You know, being out and about in the community, listening to people, talking about their anger about their not wanting to write somebody's name on a check for their taxes there. I realized, you know, I felt the same way too. So why not solve that issue there? I don't want people complaining on the phone to my people, tying them up their valuable time by saying, I'm not making the check payable to a person, I'm making it payable to the Stark County Treasurer. That's done. That is done. That's my report for this week. I appreciate your courtesy here and putting me up.